This is Kelso Sturgeon. Thank you again for coming to my College of Advanced Sports Handicapping. Today is Monday, August the 28th. Now this report will be on here today and tomorrow. We'll be back on Wednesday morning with a new report that will focus on the opening of college football on the next day, Thursday night. And on that night, as I've said many times, releasing my 100-unit knockout blowout kickoff game of the year, looking to get all the cash by 45 or 50 points. Now, we have a lot to talk about today, and I do hope you have your pens and pencils and a piece of paper handy. Some of these facts I will repeat on my website, and but not all of them, so pay attention. You know, in the NFL today, everybody has to cut back to 80 players. Every camp started with 90. They cut back to 80 today. They have to cut back to 53 by Sunday. That means that you're going to see a lot of really, I don't want to say strange players, a lot of strange names playing in the Thursday night games, because a lot of the teams will not play a single starter in that final preseason game. They don't want to get anybody hurt. Now tonight we have the Jets at the Giants, or it could be the Giants at the Jets as far as that goes. It'll be a Jets crowd, but these teams share the same field, so there's really no home field advantage except maybe a few people in the crowd. But the money's showing right now on the New York Jets. They were -2.5. They're now -3 in most of the offshore places. Not a lot of heavy action on the game, but most of the big bettors have landed on the Jets, for whatever that means. So right now the Jets are -3 point favorite over the Giants with a total of 36. Now, you know, I don't like to draw a lot of conclusions during the NFL preseason, because coaches approach the thing in a manner that is confusing at best to all of us, but or not confusing, maybe just misleading. We really don't know what a coach's intent is in every single situation. So, you know, you take the preseason with a grain of salt. But, you know, I was watching the Oakland Raiders last night, because I had released the New Orleans Saints as a 10-unit play over the Raiders, and it just was baffling to me to watch the Oakland defense. I mean, where did this come from? You know, Oakland had, I think, the 11th ranked defense in the NFL last season, but they were like 29th, I believe, against the run. They just couldn't stop the run. You know, if their defense doesn't improve 500% between last night's game and the opening game of the regular season, Oakland is in for a long, long year. Their offense is fine. There's no problem there. But, you know, you can't go into every game believing or understanding you've got to score 40 points to win. So I'm not drawing a final conclusion on Oakland and its defense, but I'm going to tell you one thing. It looked miserable last night, and I mean miserable with a capital M. I haven't drawn a lot of conclusions about the other teams. I kind of wonder if Carolina's not behind the 8 ball with a rookie quarterback. Can't figure out what's going on in Kansas City, but that's nothing new. I think Seattle is going to lay a giant egg this season. But these are things that we'll discuss in the future. Just be careful. Don't draw a lot of big conclusions or develop strong opinions on what you see in the preseason. What you see may not be what you get in the opening week of play. You know, this Thursday night's a big night for me. The NFL preseason closes out, and I will be releasing a 50-unit NFL blowout game of the preseason blowout game of the year, and looking forward to winning it and closing it out with a bang. Also, on that night, I kick off the college season with a 100-unit play. But let's go into a little bit of background on these Thursday night games, and here's where you need to use your pen and pencils. You know, coaches approach games in different ways. They have philosophies and things that they do differently during the preseason, but it's sometimes a reflection on how they approach a single game, or the single game of a single week. You learn a lot about them. I'd like to run down the names of the coaches who apparently fire on all 8 in the last preseason game of the year, and then I'd like to tell you the ones that just really don't care. You know, to start with, Cincinnati's Marvin Lewis is 7-1 in week 4 of the preseason. Jack Del Rio of Jacksonville, 7-1 in the NFL preseason. Mike Tomlin of Pittsburgh, 4-0. Norv Turner of San Diego, 5-1. Mike Shanahan of Washington, 10-3. So those are coaches who really must care to win the fourth game of the season for whatever the reason. Now here's guys that absolutely don't care. Ken Whisenhunt of the Arizona Cardinals, 1-3. Mike McCarthy of the Green Bay Packers, 0-5. Sean Payton, the New Orleans Saints, 1-4. Andy Reid of the Philadelphia Eagles, and if this isn't a statement of what he thinks of the last game of the season, 2-10. Just pay attention to these, what these coaches do in the last week of the season, and I will give you a rundown on my website of all the coaches and how they perform in the fourth week of the preseason. It'll be posted there later today. Go there and you'll find some interesting data. Now, let's talk about the opening week of the regular season. The college football season. As I said, this Thursday night I'm kicking off the college football season with a 100-unit kickoff blowout play, 6-1 in the previous 7, looking for a 45 to 50-point winner, and I mean just that. Now, you can purchase that game separately on Thursday night for $50, or you can get it as part of your membership in the Early Bird Football Club, which will cost you $199 for the entire season. But let's run down what's going on the opening week of the season. Thursday night, the big one, 100-unit play. Then on Saturday, my personal best club is going to receive my 50-unit college game of the week. The Chairman's Club will release 2 giant games, a 25-unit upset winner, and then a 15 or 25-unit Saturday night special. So it's a big day. My Best Bets Club is going to lead off a 3 or 4-0 day with the Boise State Georgia game on national television on Saturday night. So all my clubs are in action, all are ready to fire, all are ready to win. My Best Bets Club, my Chairman's Club, my Personal Best Club, you can go to my website and get all the details and how to sign up. But remember, the Early Bird package is the best of all. It's my Best Bets Club. You get the entire college season, the entire NFL season, a lot of big games. You get the rest of the baseball season, absolutely 3 through the World Series, and of course the last game of the NFL preseason, a 50-unit play. Now let me close out by just running down my top 10 teams of the college season. Texas A&M is on top with me, and as you know earlier, I picked Texas A&M to win the national championship. Alabama's in the 2nd spot, Oklahoma the 3rd spot, Oregon in the 4th spot, Florida State, Wisconsin, Boise State, Nebraska, South Carolina, and LSU. All teams that can win the national championship this season. We'll be writing about that also today on my website. Be sure and visit there. Well, listen, tonight, a 10-unit play on the Jets and the Giants. Join me and get the money. I thank you very much for watching, and you do have a good one.